What up, y'all? Ooh. Let's see here. See who shows up. What's good, Lion Strong? What is good? We're gonna do this. Yeah, I probably look as sick as I feel. this is how I feel like. Let's see. I feel like this. That's what I feel like inside my skull right now. Or maybe a little more black and white. Let's see. Definitely ain't feeling bubbly. What up, though? What's good, y'all? We can probably play with this for a little bit. What's up, though? Let's What's up, Rising Love? I want to do a quick one. I'm gonna go out to dinner in a little bit, so I just wanted to kind of capture a few ideas that I had about the full moon and some funny things that have been going on. Ritual stuff, culturally, the large, um, the large thing going on, the the world, the media, the uh, the media are the major playing magicians that are playing with psychology. They're doing a little bit of real magic, but mostly psychological manipulation. See, I don't do the psychological manipulation. It's that's back in the day, selling cars and shit. You know what I mean? What up? What up, B Frank? Um, there's levels of this trickery. I did a video a long time ago on the three levels of what you would call magic are, but you have what is like the technological, what is the mental, the technological, and then the real level spiritual magic. There's not too many people dealing with like real high level archonic spiritual. We're doing this from our mind and outside of time and space realms. That's reserved for a very small number of people. It just is. It just because no one believes in it really. Even the people on this planet that are playing with things, they're playing with those archons. They don't know what's going on. They're using the archons as they think they're using the archons. Well, they're the ones actually getting juiced. They're the ones getting their life force and energy. I mean, you see what they look like. You see these people that are involved in this ritual work on the TV, on the media, in these places. You see them, and you see exactly what they look like. They're giant piles of shit. I mean, point blank, that's what it is. Because they're working with things that are taking energy from them more than they're getting back in return. They're getting the fake. They're not getting the good. They're not getting the good. They're not getting the juice. They're getting juiced. And what this has to do with harvesting and the full moon, and as I've been going on this tangent, no, it's not a tangent. It's a direct linkage and understanding for people to really get clued into what exactly is going on here on this planet, what the moon is, who you are, and what the sun is, and what the earth is. And this connection to paganism, this connection to worship, this connection to religion, all of this always boils down to when is there a plant and when is there a harvest. In the physical world, we can say if I plant the seed, I'm going to get a harvest from that, and that will come about in a physical realm. We'll see it happen. We know that if I put this apple seed right here, I get this tree. Months later, years later, whatever, I have a fruit now. And we know that will happen. We take a time-based system and we can understand that. So that's easy to see harvest. So we recognize that through the physical what we see in front of us. There it is. There's the plant. There's the tree. And in other ways, if I say to somebody who's a rainmaker, I say, hey, I need something. They get it done for me. Or I need some money. A bank gives me that money. And so we see the result of it. But that money we know not to be real. We know it to be based upon imagination, and it's fiat. It has no real value. Just in the same way, a lot of things and a lot of these people playing with magic, they're playing with psychological magic and they're playing with technological magic. And again, as I go back to it, the source of this, the sorcerers dealing with the self, and then the archonic and energetic forces that are going on. It's obviously there's no time, so they're getting into those spaces of energy and then extracting from there. So what we see that as in this ritual cycle on this planet is we connect it to the moon somehow. We say, oh, the moon is doing this. But I have to once again make this very clear. If you put a seed in the ground, you could try this. You plant 2 seeds and you put them in little pots. One of it you take out during the sun and give it some water, and then at nighttime bring it in. Put it away. The other plant, take out during the moon, but during the sun bring it inside. See which one you get a harvest from. Which one do you think? This is an absolute certainty. The one that you leave out during the moon will be dead. It will be dead. You get no harvest from the moon, but you've been tricked into believing, even from these higher levels of magic, even these magicians, they believe in the moon. I've been saying this. They believe that the moon is doing something. No, it's not doing what you think it's doing. Again, thank you, moon, for what you've done to extract and pull things out of the system that don't need to be here, because it did have a tool, but it's not the thing. The sun and the earth are the things that if you put a plant outside, it grows in the sun. That's that simple. So the energy and the charge that we get from the earth, if you go out during the sun every day and go inside during the moon, you'll be a very healthy person. If you were working all night and slept during the day or were inside during the day, you know what you wouldn't have? You would have no melanin. You'd have no power. You wouldn't be charged up. The sun is literally charging you as a human being, and not charging you. It's the opposite of charging you. It's giving you energy for free. It charges you nothing. The moon, however, charges you. It needs something in return. It's called a debt system. The whole moon debt system is based on the moon. It taxes you. It's the whole concept of there's in the monetary system, the fiat currency system, in capitalism, there's 3 things. The 3 I's. Anybody know them? Income tax, interest, and the third one is I can't remember the third one. Income tax, interest, and it's the 3 lies of the I's. Because how can you get more out of than what you put in? Somebody gives me $100. How could I ever give them 120 back? But yet that's what the monetary system is. That's what the moon does. The moon charges you. You think charge. No, charge is what happened when you put your credit card in a machine. You've been charged. Now you have 20% interest to pay. Where the fuck does that come from? I'll tell you where it comes from. It comes from the sun. The sun gives the energy. The sun gives the whole thing. And everybody's out here going full moon harvest. No, that's because they're pulling and extracting something. It doesn't take the moon to harvest. It takes you to harvest what's in the earth that came from the sun. It takes consciousness and physicality. Sun, earth, moon, no. And I'm happy that I've had a couple people come here to try to, give some sort of ability or credence to the moon because of the way that they've perceived what they think the moon does, and it's given me this kind of space to go, well, here's where we'll just teach. This is what it's really all about. You don't go get a suntan. You don't get melanin. You don't get energy. You don't get wisdom from the moon. You don't get that. It kills things. The sun, however, freely offers all things. And that's the message that needs to be, that if you didn't notice in every single one of my videos and all of my explanations about what's going on with the heavy metals, with the moon, with the salts, with all of this, until you start to come to terms with what those things are and how they're connected to our history of the kings, the kin, the Genghis Khan, the Khan that's been played on the world. The Khan is all about the salt. The Khan is all about the fake king. The only people that are kings here are kings of the mind. I'm a king because I say so. I know that here. You're a king if you so choose to be, but that's because I understand who my kin are, which is everyone. But a false king uses the moon to extract energy out of everyone else by using taxes and by using armor and by using metal. Metal meaning coins, metal meaning body armor and shields, all connected to the moon, all connected to metal, all connected to dead things, inorganic products. That's it, 1,000 times over. I can't go through explaining this 50 times because people want to chop up and be like, no, no, no. But here's what the moon does, again and again and again. The moon is not the thing. It has its little job it's doing, and thank you for doing that. And it's going to continue to do that for a lot of people. I'll put it this way: the moon's going to continue to do the job that it was meant to do. And again, thank you, moon, for extracting things out of people. But until they become aware that they're being succubused on, they're going to be thinking they're harvesting because of the moon. You don't plant because of the moon cycles. You think you plant because of the moon cycles. You think you harvest because of the moon cycles. You plant because there's sun. You plant because the sun is giving the energy. You plant things because there's energy there in the earth and in the sun. You don't go out in the nighttime. You don't go out during the night and start throwing seeds in the ground. You'd be retarded. You don't plant during the winter. Why? Because the sun's over there. That's why you don't plant in the winter. It doesn't make any sense, does it? You don't harvest at night you harvest during the daytime. You harvest where the sun is. It's all based on the sun. And people come out here and say, no, no, the sun and the moon. No, not the moon. I mean, ain't no other way to really put it, y'all. And we can go from there. If you guys wanna, hey, look at that right there. You wanna see it? It says extreme alert. I just gave you all an extreme alert. And even tell you on the phone right there. What you think's happening? It says extreme alert. I have to, you can listen to my earlier videos. You think this is a joke, don't you? You listen to my earlier videos that I talked about when I stood in front of the hurricane and controlled it. What's that say? Hurricane alert, severe. I'm letting y'all know how this works. What the moon does. What the whole system is. I had a dream about this a long time ago. It's funny to me. But it's just wisdom. It's giving you your power back. That's the whole thing. If you just stand in front of the sun, boom, you have power. You have bare feet on the earth. Look at the sun. You have power. It's yours. You drink your piss. You cycle yourself. You eat your own tail. You need nothing. That's what I sell. Nothing. What do I have to give you? I'm not the sun. I mean, I am the sun. You listen to me, you're being fed because I'm being fed by the sun. The sun goes into me and I speak that. Simple. People out there in the moon, they always want something. They want something in return, don't they? What's the sun do? Free. Just here. How many hundreds of videos I put out? Free. Yeah, I ask for a little in return, be helpful, cool. But you don't. I'm still out here doing this. When the sun goes, hey, I'm still gonna beam this shit. I'll tell you how the whole system works. The whole thing. Staged bullshit ass events. That's what juicing is. These events by these staged propagandists and media controlling people. They just stage the whole thing to play with your mind psychologically, so you emotionally give up your money. So you think you need to. I need to help the victims in Las Vegas. Nobody unaware that it's next to a pyramid on the harvest. Literally, it's called the Harvest Festival. Huh. Weird. And then watching the video is like, you have to be absolutely fucking retarded to not see that these people are all paid for actors. Yeah. And then it goes, oh, let's give our money to the victims. Money to the victims? Why don't the news channels do that? Why don't the government do that? Why don't the insurance companies? Why don't why do I have to? Why do you have to? Why do we give up our money? We don't have a lot, and we're going to give our money to those people. If they were victims, where the fuck is the government at? Where's the news sources that are making how many hundreds of thousands of dollars from all the commercials that are being played during the whole broadcast of the whole thing that they set up? Now they got millions of dollars coming. Why don't they do that? Why don't they donate it? Why not? Do they not have enough? And who are they? It's a dead corporation. Why not pull out of that dead corporation? So there's the harvest. You're getting juiced. You have juice in you. How is juice made? How does a fruit grow on a tree? Let's go back to this again. A fruit grows on a tree because of the water and because of the sunshine. Not because of the moon. Sunshine and water. Mem and Ori. Water and light got together as memory and becomes juice. Comes inside of you. I'm full of juice. And now you're full of juice. And now you're about to get juiced if you give people money for things and you get taxed and axed up on bullshit. They're going to harvest and juice you. Like they told you in the Matrix. They tell you this straight away in these movies. You just pay attention a little bit, you're getting juiced on every angle. Extracting from you, extracting your energy. The funny thing about information and wisdom, this shit is free. All this can do is empower people. You can't water down or dictate or do anything. Like, this shit is just what it is. You can't make the sunshine not make the plants grow. But you damn well know what the moon does. And everybody that goes, oh, no, the moon isn't extracting, let me say this one more time in a different way. If you go out during the daytime, you ain't going to have to go out during the nighttime to do a moon ritual. And you could do a daytime sun ritual that's going to have twice as good of an effect as doing a moon ritual. Go fucking figure. Then you only got to worry about women don't have to worry about having their 5-day periods. Because if they're outside in the daytime getting their melanin in their system, through the sun, through the energy charge, not putting salt in their body, not putting heavy metals in their body, not sticking tampons with all sorts of chemicals upside in themselves, all of a sudden, women aren't crazy anymore. Now men don't have to be like dealing with women for being crazy for 5 days. Oh, look at this. Now we're starting to balance things out. It all has to do with the ingestion of chemical products, all related to people thinking the moon's going to do something for them. Let's see what y'all got to say about this. Look at that. There we go. I'll just start at the top and scroll down. Thank you, Rise and Love. Inflation. Yeah, inflation is fake. Interest, income tax, and inflation. All bullshit. All man-made concepts. And it all has to do with money. All has to do with what the fakeness of the moon is. Be frank. Why do some people feel better when they eat salt? It's an addiction. Salt is a poison, be frank. Salt is definitely a poison. They feel better because they're feeding an addiction. Most people feel worse for a second when they're getting healthier. You can see anybody going through that. You can ask anybody that's watched my videos on salt. A lot of people started to get salt out of their diet, and definitely there's a little bit of time where you're gonna feel worse, but then you feel way better afterwards. Hurricane warning. Humans are plants, Lion Strong. Captain Pancho, but other videos say you need the dark and moon for magic. No, you don't. It can be used, and it's an advanced practice and technique. It's like anything. This is why people that get involved in dark, black, moon ritual magic, 99% of them, they're getting the outcome, but they have no idea what they're feeding into. They have no idea what they're feeding their energy into. There's a cost to doing business with the moon. That's the point. There's a cost to doing business with corporations. The word corporation is corpse. You're doing business with the death, with the dead world. And all of that is completely part of the moon matrix system. It's a death cult. But most people that participate in that don't see that because they're materialists. They believe in the material world, and so they're getting the results and the rewards in the material world. Now, see, this is the confusing part that a lot of people don't get to. Is as the sun cults in the other way, what a sun cult is more satanic. Let me make this very clear. Satanic people are not confused. Satanic people, They have satanic pagans. Let me say that. They have respect only for the earth, and they take care of the earth. Their dark magic is of the earth, and they use the moon to help with that. Then you have sun cults that actually, what people don't get is they think people that are part of sun cults just go, no, we don't want anything to do with the physicality, and oh, we're highfalutin, just floating around, and we don't, we're not into any of that. Like, no, I'm more of like, if there is something to follow the sun, but I'm all about mama. I'm all about women. I'm all about sexuality, intimacy, dense world. This shit is good. I'm good. This is my body. I'm inside of this. My spirit and my mind is the sun. And my body, my physicality, things to grab onto, all of that, that's femininity. That's earth. Those two things bind. And that's what sun cults, the highest form of sun cults, do. But some people confuse it. They start, here's what they did. They tricked you. People start going to church. It's called monotheism because it's actually a moon cult. It's a moon cult. They're moon worshippers. But everybody goes there, believes in the son of Jesus. Jesus and the sun. So they think the sun is it. And they always want to go, oh, you need to let Jesus, you need to let Jesus take care of that. They think there's something, again, it's outside of them, but they're all like, nothing physical. Everything's just all airy-fairy kind of, some guy in a cross, a burning bush, all this bullshit. And they separate themselves from the whole system. Jesus and the whole idea is separate from this earth. So you got three different ways of thinking. You got just a mass of dumb assholes. So be it. That's what they are. That's what happened. It's not their fault. We can help pull up the shit and pull them out the dirt and help them. But you got for the people that are running the cliques, the Bloods and the Crips. That kind of concept is the moon cult, and the moon cult is this disguised cult, because the moon cult is, there's a few people worshiping it, but everybody else they believe they're worshiping the sun. They believe they're a sun cult. You know what they do? They go out and look at the sun and worship the sun, and the dude over here, the dude behind the scenes, that's the real occulted magician, he's the moon. He's praying to the fucking moon. You know what he's doing, or she? A lot of she's. There's a lot more she's in it, and there's a lot of really black, like literally black, melanated. They're sitting there underneath the moon, extracting from all of the people that thought that they were getting energy from the sun, because they did get the energy from the sun, and they got juiced. You want to get O.J. Simpson on it? You want to talk about why the juice is loose? You want to talk about what that did? That really juiced some people. Juiced a whole population, a whole culture, divided up, and then harvested. That person there juiced an entire country. Like, that using the moon with all the followers that thought they were following the sun, which they collected all the information, the energy. This dude is the black dark occultist, looks at the moon and says, extract. You walk around that cube of Kaaba, that Saturnian cube, Saturn, the time cube, in reverse. It's a cube. Why is it a cube? Because it's salt. Cube. It's an incubating chamber. You spin energy around it. It goes into that. Gets beamed out. To where? Where do you think? The moon. What do you think the church is doing? Go into my videos. This is all. This will make sense for everyone now. Go watch all my videos. I'll even release the other 400 of them. You want to put the time in? You'll see it. You walk into a church, piezoelectric, gold cap on the top. You know how you build a car? You spark plug. You know what the spark plug does? It's got a spark gap, throws electricity off. Where do you think it's going? What do you think everybody that goes in there is made of piezoelectricity is doing? It's pumping, pulsing, and then the church, the guy in front of the church, which is the preacher, which is also, where does he stand? At the altar. An alternator. He's altering your consciousness, alternating things, alternating current. He's alternating your current into the system, which is the church. It's literally a capacitor and an energy generator that's pulling out of you, that's going out of the top of the church to the fucking moon. And then someone's standing there extracting that energy into them and into a system, a larger system that becomes those giant buildings with the wires on top. So the electricity will hit that. What do you think's going on here? The whole system is all regulated on that. Real talk. That's how it works. But you can't say that to anybody. Anybody. If I say this to the person walking by down the street, they're gonna laugh in my face. But I can show it to you. I show it to you in real time. It makes complete perfect sense. Go look at the materials. Go look at look at the materials used in the building of all of these things. Look at what these things are made of. Look what you are. You can put the pieces together. I'll point to every single piece. I'm an engineer. I'm an architect. I know how all this works. I knew how this shit worked, building houses and fucking with things. Now I can do it in real life, in real time. Here's how it works out here. That's what the moon does. The sun asks for nothing from you. You don't have to generate any electricity to the sun. The sun ain't going out. The sun doesn't turn off. Why does the moon turn off? Why is it sometimes bright? What's happening there? You sure it's not that the moon's harvesting during a full moon is actually extracting more energy from the humans? Because now let's start to look at what's going on around the moon, around the moon time. Maybe we're creating the moon because we're pushing energy into it. Shit would just turn off. What if it's always a new moon? What if there's no moon, no energy in the moon ever? What would happen? Exactly what I suggest would happen in every one of these shows. So what's going on here? Where's the energy coming from to support the moon's? The moon is the the crack-headed sister, smoking energy off the humans. The fake surrogate mother, who could give no milk. Let me do this again. The earth gives milk. There ain't no milk coming from that. That's why she's juicing. This is milk down here. That's juicing you. See? Does it make sense? What the fuck do I know, though? But what do I know? I'm just some idiot rambling on about shit. Stephen, thank you for asking that question. You're absolutely right, and I believe in one sense. Right now, moving forward, people are either going to wake up and can change their diet, their deity, change the things they're consuming, because there ain't too many people doing it. Like, people have an opportunity to change their diet and their deity, and they choose not to. They know at the end of it they're going to die anyways. The only thing that would happen is they would die faster. Most of those people don't want to live anyways. If they wanted to live, they would change their diet. If they wanted to have a life, they would do things that were life instilling. They would eat fruits and vegetables. Life. They wouldn't be eating dead things. They wouldn't be consuming salt. So if the moon did shut off, if it wasn't there, people would just die quicker. Or they would quickly learn that they would need to change their diet, because the sun would heat up what's going on in their system faster. And they'd be like, fuck. They would have a flu faster. I'm going to tell you on the other handle, the righteous higher road handle, like, what might happen is they would have a flu so hot and so fast that there'd be quite a number of people that die, but on the other side, they'd be extremely, extremely healthy, and everybody would be healthy, because the salt would need to get burnt out of your system and removed somehow. The heavy metals would have to get out of your system somehow. And so the idea is the moon is there to kind of ease the transition. But the transition should have never been made, because we were already in Eden a long time ago. But some weird shit happened, which is too much to talk about here. It's too many questions. We'd have to have too many people to be able to astrally travel to actually just go verify this information. But what we can say is, from where we are now on ground zero, where we are on Earth, each one of us, if we practice the correct things, and the correct things basically mean we need less than we said. We need no salt. We need fruits and vegetables. Shit is easy. And somebody says, chickens or eggs and honey and everything else, like, you don't need that. That's just saying it can be used. All you really need is your piss. then upgrade, some juice, and then let's party, Then some beer and some wine. We're good. It's already set up. But if we did get, people would get real. It would get real fast if the moon wasn't there. But for people that are already real, like, shit don't matter. The sunshine, we already good with the sunshine. We can stay out in the sunshine. A lion song. I'm sure that I answered that. Rick Alba, good. I'm glad. Love Katesh. I mean, I used to think that too, but I don't anymore. I don't at all. The magnetics of the moon. I mean, in my early studies, I did see the moon as something, but I think I was, as most people are, I have come to the light, you know? Again, the magnetics of the moon, there is an organic and an inorganic magnetics. The earth is magnetic. Look into what the earth is. The magnets are on the earth. Where do you think the North Pole is? North Pole ain't in the sky. The North Pole ain't the moon. The North Pole is the magnets. The magnets, neodymium magnets, where you find them? In the earth. The earth is the magnet. The earth is the mother magnet. The father is the electric sun. Done. I'm sick. I need a moon ritual. No, you're sick. Take shoes off. Put it on the earth. Ground yourself. That's the system. That's how electricity works. And everybody, even the electric theories of the earth, that works the same way. Ground and power. That's all. Ain't no third thing. And in fact, the one thing is just the earth. The earth is the only thing. The earth is all there is. The sun just happens to give it a little warmth. Oh, let's heat these things up so everything can move. The earth is the mother. It's inanimate. It's a material. It's magic. It's a magnet. Mama is a magnet. You're the earth. And the sun was like, let's give a little spirit to this. Boom. Move things around. Then, to get into what the jealous ass sister is, or she couldn't produce milk. She couldn't have a child of her own. So she stole children. She stole all of us. And the she is very loose air quotes. Could have been a he. It was a he that wanted to be a she. I don't know, a transvestite. We could talk about transhumanism in the moon and transvestites. Maybe the moon is redundant with the transvestite, transhuman, and digital movement. That would be easy enough to chew on for a minute. That would make complete sense. Rising love, that's a great question. Do I think we'd go into different realities based upon our frequencies? Yeah, I think that's a good possibility. And I think it's happening to a lot of people. I think it might shift really completely, people would just lift out of this dimension. I can say that because right now, I literally just talked to 12 different people now that have all had sinus problems. And every one of them is extremely spiritual person. And if we think of the sinus connection to the part of the brain where the sinuses are, and then we get into telepathy and how dolphins communicate with sonar, and if you get into different bones in your skull, I mean, there's a little bit going on here, but very interestingly, all the people that said something to me all kind of just said, do you think this is not a sickness but more of an upgrade, and it's shaking something off or changing something? And these are all very high level spiritual people that actually, some of them do have telekinesis powers to begin with. So I mean, yeah, I think so. I think there's something there's something in this whole system. And again, I think everything is about upgrading and health, becoming healthier. I mean, you could be going up or down the ladder. You could get healthier or worse in this system. But that is the choice that we have. Whenever you figure it out, you have a choice in everything that you do of being healthier or being unhealthy. That's the real choice that we have, of eating of the fruit and the apple. That's the health. Being involved in it, being involved in health or being involved in decay. That's really the choice. And Katesh, yeah, of course we can rise above it and pull out, but it still doesn't take away the other 30 minutes I've been talking to explain exactly what the moon is. I mean, I agree, yes.
pulling up and getting out of the moon matrix is definitely a possibility. But the moon, I don't think was agreed upon. I think it was forced there. As everything else I've said is. Like everything else explains that. Watch the 600 hours of my videos. Actually, probably like the 2,000 hours. Grounding bed sheets would be helpful. Winter, depending on where you are, Lion Strong, wherever you are, eat locally. Eat whatever you want, you know? Underground, above ground foods, cook it, whatever. Yeah, interesting, the dehydration of the brain. I mean, again, that could get into like, you know, having a brain juiced. I mean, really, like dehydration this time of year, and but it's interesting the kind of people it happened to. I mean, I certainly know that I've been a little dehydrated myself, but like to the degree that it would give me a sinus problem when I haven't had any sinus problems in 10 years. That's just that's very ironic. No, that's not the word. It's very coincidental. Like, why would I have it and 12 other people all over the planet, wildly different places, with the exact same dilemmas that are exceptionally high-level spiritualists, if that can be said. Stephen, you know what the root of all evil is? John Rose's stupid mouth. You heard it here first. He's a dumb vegan. You know, I don't like going in on people's dumb asses, but he says some dumbass shit. You know, people that start saying stupid shit and thinking that veganism is the movement, they're brain dead lunatics. The root of all evil is not cooking. It's fucking retarded. Simple. Fucking retarded. You know why? Because the sun, you know how fruits come to live? By being cooked. That's what the sun is doing with the water. It's raising the frequency and the vibration. It's cooking it. It's shaking it. That's cooking. Heating something up is moving the atoms faster until it goes up into the tree as a fruit. And the reason you don't cook fruit is because it's already cooked. But the reason you cook vegetation and what's underground is because it's not cooked. So you take it in its starchy form and you cook it to release everything, to release the pressure. It's what's in the ground that became the fruit. The roots become the fruits. The roots to the fruits. Root to fruit. ROOT, which is actually into the word Torah. Tornado, Taurus, spinning. Okay? And this is why. Oh, yeah, because, cooking is the root of all evil? Oh, tell me about the shamans that make ayahuasca by cooking. Yeah, that's the root of evil, right? Okay. Fire is evil. Fire is evil. Well, then you go live where it's cold and you get no fire. We'll see what you'll be eating. Go eat your fruits and vegetables and be a vegan while you're living in Alaska. You're an asshole and you're dumb if you believe that. You can't, when you say something like that, you lose all credibility with somebody that is in their own mind using it. You're just repeating shit. You're a repeating piece of shit. You're a reporter reporting for the vegan movement. And the vegan movement, as far as I can tell, in every single way, is a giant box for your brain so that you become a vegan. You're not human, and you certainly ain't a god, and you certainly ain't thinking. Now, is it a good idea not to kill animals? Absolutely. But is it a good idea not to cook food? You'd be retarded not to. You'd be retarded not to cook food if you live in the Northeast. What the fuck are you gonna eat? You gonna eat all the fruits on the trees in the winter? Ain't no fucking fruits on the trees in the winter. That's why you make a fire, to cook the shit on the fire. Am I too animated? You know, when people say stupid shit like that, it just you know, you don't get a pass because you're a cool guy and you say a lot of cool things and you're strong and you're old and you're like, man, I'm vegan, I love animals. You don't get a pass for saying something stupid to say you don't cook things, because then you don't know what you're talking about. You don't know anything about about air, fire, earth, and water. You don't know anything about alchemy. You don't know about the human body. You don't know about spirit. You don't know about where we came from. You definitely don't know about shamanism. Tell me not to cook, not to make a soup. Your word supper comes from the word soup. The whole idea of cooking and fire. We are the fire keepers. You know where the fire is in me? The fire's in my goddamn ass. I shit hot fire. I'm saying though, there's a fire. The fire is in you, and then you like, hey, look at this. I can make little matches. I can make a lighter. We can turn this into fire. You became a creator, and then you say don't cook things. How do you think alchemy happened? You got to cook things all day to get that refined little element out of everything. How do you make gold? You cook it to clean off the dross. I'd like to put him in a hot fire and see what happens. He would turn into what he should be. You know? I mean, I am fire, so, you know, when somebody says don't cook things, it's going to upset me. I'm going to scroll back up and get to some of these questions here. Sigils can be a sun thing, Captain Poncho. Sigils are certainly, absolutely, almost only a sun thing. The highest goal would be breatharianism, but even when you get there, we still don't like to not participate in the earthly treasures, you know? The bounty of earth is to be explored and played with and consumed, even to a degree consumed in the fruit and vegetation and the you know, all of, you know, grandma's cooking and everything, like, but we do it with a bit of you know, we don't become gluttons, you know what I mean? That's what it is. We don't overindulge in everything. We say that was a delicious couple berries. We don't go, you know, nom 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 all day on berries. I see these people that become fruitarians or vegetarians, and they got these giant hauls of all these fruits, and they're like eating all of this fruit. I'm like, slow the fuck down. You don't understand what you're doing. Like, it's not about becoming over. Like, now that you're a vegan or a vegetarian or whatever, like the concept is at the highest order of being a breatharian is there's still electrical charge in food. There's still electricity and wonderment and pleasure. And the highest order of good is always pleasure. Stephen, but you lose vitamins and minerals and all the biophotons? Absolutely not. Vitamins and minerals can't be destroyed. They're structures. Vitamins and minerals, Stephen Cospton, are not destroyed. By cooking something, you are destroying by cooking a fruit or possibly a vegetable, and I'll just go farther into this. Fruits, you would never cook anyways, but people do cook fruits when they make fruit juice by pasteurizing it. You kill the enzymes, not the minerals and not the vitamins. At certain temperatures you do, but you still have, what is the nutrition? The nutrition is the color. The nutrition is the nut. The nux. It's the color of the light vibration spectrum. Can you access that in your body? It takes the enzyme to unlock it. And so that you don't, with fruit, you would never do that. The vegetation, we're really not supposed to be eating anyways. That's a trick. But we have to eat vegetation now because it's roughage and it's a lot of fiber to clean out all of the shit that we have been eating. We should only be eating the fruit, once in a while eating the vegetation, and then digging down the roots for medicine and making the stews proper. And that involves cooking. It's releasing things. And the enzymes are coming through the beer. And the beer, how do you make beer? You cook it, you boil it. In the mind, look it. Cooking and boiling is alchemy. Fermentation is boiling. The beer boils. It bubbles and boils. You're not heating it up, but the same thing's happening. If you took the temperature of what's going on at the bottom of that thing, of those tiny little creatures, those little wild yeast, Brettanomyces yeast eating all the shit, there's a lot of friction. There's a lot of heat happening. It's boiling. Whew. And life is happening because of boiling. Life is boiling. Oil, boil, oil, separation. Oil is Leo, is sun. Okay? So as this alchemical process is happening, there's boiling happening, which becomes the beer that you consume with your vegetarian diet. And that's what processes things. You should be consuming beer in a vegetarian diet. Highest good, highest light, highest order, highest wisdom. Why do you think beer is called light beer? Because there's light in there. It's golden, it's the golden nectar. But then we pasteurize it. Why would anybody pasteurize beer? It already went through the process of being fermented. Put the fucking top on and be done with it. No, they pasteurize it to kill what's living in there. So I gotta wild out on these things sometimes, but it's fun for me. Rice, baby. What up, Gary Baxter? Lion Strong. John Rose says some crazy shit. Yeah, I used to follow him a little bit, but I knew he had some stupid shit to say. I mean, but I like him, hey, all through this whole thing, don't get me wrong. I would get down with that dude, but if he had to come at me with some stupid shit about the vegan shit and the cooking, he would have to get educated. I don't, any way about it. And yeah, thank you, Lion Strong. Steven, you get the biophotons from the sun. Rising love, exactly. You have to live locally by your environment. For the majority of us, we have the luxury of having the choice of being vegetarian. Being a vegan is a dumb choice, and being a meat eater is a dumb choice if you can do something else. Thank you, Lion Strong. That's exactly right. Read exactly what you said. The vegan agenda is put in place to make people subservient. That's damn right. That's exactly what it is. The vegan movement is a thoughtless movement. It's to make you thoughtless. And illuminous, yes. And the most local brew you can make is the brew you'd be making yourself. Lines around the mouth. Like these ones? It's because I smile a lot. I don't know. Why do you get them? You're just adding character to your face. I mean, you could get rid of them if you wanted. Lots of clay, lots of charcoal. That will help. Obviously, more distilled water in your diet. Plump up the skin. Add some oils. Oils, water, and on the skin, clay and coal. And you'll be good, man. Be frank, how does veganism make you thoughtless? Because they make the choices for you. You go into a store, you know what's vegan in the store? Boxed up shit with fake material in it. If you eat a vegan diet, from where I stand, and I've done hundreds of videos on this, and I took most of them down because I was just tired of listening to people that didn't listen to my entire video, but I'm going to try it one more time. It makes you an idiot. You don't have to think. Here, it's in this box. Don't worry. The vegans told you it was okay. You know how much stupid shit is out there that's vegan? Do you know how much shit that is made of inorganic material is vegan? All inorganics are vegan. Simply put, you could eat a block of salt. It's vegan. You'll die in about a day. You look at the chemicals in a box of I was like, oh, I'll go to a vegan place. There'll be something there for me because I'm vegetarian. I eat healthy usually. Sometimes I eat shit. But I go to this vegan place. And I'm like looking at the ingredients, and I'm like, what are all these things? These are all processed chemicals. Didn't harm an animal, but it's about to harm me. You have to be going, oh, vegan. It's like basically Jesus said so. The church said it's okay. Veganism has a church. The church says that product is okay. You can buy that. It's in that box. And then I read the labels as a conscientious consumer myself, personally. Would I put that in my mouth and body? And 90% of the things that say vegan, you can get the fuck away from me. Because I know it's poison. And they're poisoning people. And it goes, oh, vegan. No, it doesn't mean diet. It means that I just don't want to harm animals. Well, then just don't harm animals. I haven't been harming animals for a very long time. I would say my whole life I pretty much haven't harmed animals. But I don't call myself vegan and I never claim it. And I've gotten more arguments with vegans that think I'm an asshole because I'm a vegetarian. I don't know. How's that work? Then I gotta explain. Then I gotta explain to them the whole thing. Then I gotta explain to them like. Then they think I'm an idiot for talking about urine therapy, right? Okay. Because they're brain dead. They just need something else to follow. More follow their leaders. Follow the agenda. If we got rid of, let me try it this way. If we got rid of all labels on all products, all labels on everything, you would have to think. What a label does is it says, do I trust that? You trust vegan, you buy it. I trust that because that's from a brand. Vegan is a brand. So you don't have to think about it. If you were to walk out into nature, you would have to think, is that something I want to eat? You would look at it, doesn't have a box, it doesn't have a label, and you would have to say, should I consume that? And you'd look at it, you'd taste it, you look at its color, and you would have to go through a process of thinking. So you become thoughtless. Everything we've done in this culture is to make people thoughtless, to become responding automatic. It's called ARM, an automatic response mechanism. ARMS, automatic response mechanistic systems. That's what humans have become. I see that, I like it. I see that, I don't like it. Vegan good, not vegan bad. That's crazy. That's crazy. And it's crazy too because like if we look at the whole thing from like just we're on this ocean riding this whole thing, the way the vegans are, like thinking, I'm looking at them like you weren't a vegan for 20 years and all of a sudden you're 25 years old, you got a couple years of veganism under your belt and you fucking shit on people that aren't vegan. Don't they get 20 years of being an asshole too? You know? You got to be an asshole for 20 years as a non-vegan when you didn't know. Now that you know, they have to know what you know? Get the fuck out of here with your veganism. Eat a dick. Like, chew on it. Like, vegans not suck dick because that's meat? I don't know. Most of the vegans I fuck, they really love meat. And I like to get some beef product, and I like to rub it on my genitals before I have sex with a vegan, and then I laugh in their face. Be like, you're actually getting a double dose of beef here. Yeah. But this is just my humor, so. Aldrin, good. You have seen these videos before. Yeah, be frank. I mean, again, this whole vegan thing is like, it's wrapped up in goodness. It's wrapped up in fruits and vegetables. But there's more to it. It's a Trojan horse. Macrobiotic is fresh and non-processed and vegan. Is that kind acceptable? Anything with a label is not acceptable in my book. If it happens to work for you, do it. But if you have to go into somewhere and say, I'm a macrobiotic, non-fish and dairy, vegetarian, vegan, hybrid, just eat the fucking good food. Yeah? Eat the living food. Eat the sauerkraut. Drink the beer. Drink the wine. Have some friends. Dance. Fuck. Get dirty. Eat the food that's living. Don't kill the animals. It's pretty simple to me. Doesn't seem like we need a lot more boxes and labels of what's going on here. We just need to go, what's simple and obvious, what's healthy, what's of a high quality, what is essentially good, what is quality. Quality is everything I just named. And there's nobody that has to go through, if you had to go through the thinking process, you would just go, no, I don't see any quality in killing an animal. I don't see quality in eating beef. I don't see quality in eating salt. You would put salt in your mouth and you go, ugh, the fuck is that? That's exactly what you would do. You would come to these very stark conclusions. But it'd be like, no, this is what you want. Here, spray this cologne on you. You smell fucking cologne? I'm like, ugh. Women that wear this perfume? Ugh. Illuminist, was veganism first introduced under Hitler? I don't know anything about that, but I do know if Hitler was not part of the larger orchestrated mind fuck that goes on this planet, that Hitler was, if anything, probably the good guy. Just go out on a limb and say that. There's way too much information against the fucking Holocaust. There's way too much information about, you live in America, people that live in certain places. The amount of information that is given to people, like, why are we still living in who fucking cares about Hitler? You know what I mean? Who cares about Hitler? Who cares about the Jews? Who cares about the Nazis? Where are these fucking people right now? Everybody's worried about Hitler. We're busy. Motherfuckers are still busy worried about Hitler, but they ain't worried about the stupid shit they're eating every day, and the fact that their own government and the people working for the news station are lying in their face every day, and they eat it up, and they're just sitting there crying about the Holocaust and Hitler. That shit's been done, B. People still living in World War II, wondering about slavery, wondering about this shit. You lied to about slavery, lied to about all the wars, and people are still living back there. We still living in, did we go to the moon? Well, fucking course we didn't go to the moon, but even if we did, who cares? What did it bring us? Did it bring back a lot of goodies? Did it make everybody here healthy and happy and strong? Did we all unify? Is everybody happy with each other? No. Steven, what about stuff like rice and oatmeal? Rice has pretty much been the crop for 2 billion people. I don't see the problem with rice. Grains are originally supposed to be making the alcohol, and then the spent grain is supposed to be making the bread. And the rice as well should be making rice wine. Yeah, Tim Sheaf is probably healthy because he's doing urine therapy. The raw vegan thing is going to be quick to catch up to people. And it always depends on where you live, too. Because the raw food diet is the raw food diet. It has to do with the thickness of your blood. If you live in a cold climate, your blood should be different viscosity than if you live in a warm climate. Thus, the food that grows in a cold climate is underground, and what grows in a warm climate is above ground. Sugars, quickly moving through your system, it's related to thinning your blood out, and the things in another climate where it's cold, you would die with very thin blood. It's already given to you in your local environment how you should eat. Lion Strong, everybody gets depressed though. Yeah, OB220. I hear you on the plant-based. I would probably call myself plant-based too. But I do dip outside of those bounds a lot of times. And I've had, here's the question I always ask to vegans. If you could sit down with 10 people that were eating meat, but you had to eat meat, but there was a chance you could get one of them to stop eating meat, or maybe two, by sitting down and saying, "Hey, I'm gonna come into what you're doing. I'm gonna sit down with you at your table, and you had to eat meat. Would you do it?" Most vegans say no. But I'm like, isn't that ridiculous? Isn't that silly? The shit's already dead. It's already cooked and going to be served to you, and you have an opportunity to maybe save the lives, because you got to be, because that's what they love. They want to save the lives of animals. They could save the lives of hundreds, if not thousands, of animals. The rest of that, and gain respect from a group of people who say, "Hey, he sat down and actually, this is what we eat. This is what we do." And most people, vegans, would say no. I used to be like that with my vegetarianism, where I wouldn't touch meat. I wouldn't even get near it. I'd go to restaurants and be like, "Is there meat broth in there? What is that chicken broth? Can't do it. No." And it just boxed up my life to the point where I couldn't consume anything. I was mad at everybody serving this shit. How do they do this? Why can't I eat anywhere? Fuck, this is stupid. And then I got to a higher level, going, I'm actually one of a powerful, position to influence people, and people respect what I have to say because I'm well spoken and I know what the fuck I'm talking about. So if I can sit down with somebody that's eating some meat, I'll tear some chicken wings up, B. I love chickens. I love animals, but the shit's already dead. and I can process it and the karma and everything. God says there's no problem. I am God. Ain't no problem with me eating that thing. All I got to do is maybe a little bit of, intestinal disorder for a day. For me, that's well worth communing with 10 to 12 people that are my brothers and sisters that are actually poisoning themselves and killing animals and can't understand it, to be able to communicate with them. But to get to that point in a conversation of explaining that to a vegan could never happen. I've made that exact video, and I got, 50 dislikes, and people underneath, yeah, fucking, you eat animals, blah, blah. I'm like, yeah, okay, whatever, get off of here. That's the kind of shit. Whole food vegans, yeah. Divisive mechanism vegans, I like it. Yeah, Chrono. I mean, like, I have a hard time legitimately calling myself a vegetarian now because of the amount of non-vegetarian things that I consume. Because I've loosened up my diet. In the righteous world where I would choose to be if I had my druthers, it would be 100% plant-based. I would eat fruits and vegetables, and I probably wouldn't touch anything with meat in it whatsoever. But it just so happens I have a better time for me, and I make more communion with people, and I'm able to influence people to improve their lives by actually participating in things that I rather wouldn't, if I was so strict and religious about standpoints that I have. And I found my life and everything else to be easier and healthier and happier. Except for all of these animals that are getting fucking slaughtered in the zoo, all because of me. That's the thing. Yeah. You're adding to the suffering of the animals. Yeah, well, your mouth is adding to the suffering of my ears and my consciousness. Your whole face, your whole being. I don't like your aura. I think your chakras are really not aligning with mine, and I think you need to get out of my region here, my space. You're really bringing me down here. Eat a dick. I love the name. Eat a dick. I love the name. I'm trying to decipher what you said and how you mean it. I like playing with words like that, but since I've never spoken to you before and never seen, I don't know if you're Lucifer, the green man, green, gullible, the Joker, Dionysus, in 700 years the laurel shall grow green, against the good people will come, Catholic prophecy, green world order. Like, is that just poetic, or are you trying to make a statement for veganism or against it, or you hate Lucifer, or what? What's going on there? Resonance Creative, my latest diet, they tell me, is alcoholism. That's a good one. I like it. Oh, shit. Back here. Oh, so I was saying, Resonance Creative. Yeah, alcohol is a great part of a diet, and it can do a lot of good for people. It has too much of a, there is a big downside to it, obviously, and there's a lot of people that have suffered because of it. But don't ever knock the quality of it, and what you can get out of it is good. Yeah, being a purist has its uses sometimes for certain. We try to find purity in things, but sometimes you got to play in the mud. Um, Luminous, Illumis, cucumbers, tomatoes considered fruits. I mean, sure. I think it's pretty much self-explanatory. I think you think if it seems like you should be eating it, you should. If it's like you put it in your hand and it's speaking to you, and you're kind of like, yeah, this looks edible. This looks like what I should be eating. Yeah, like, to me, these kind of like kale and crops, and these green leafy stuffs, they don't taste right. They don't taste like they should be eaten. Everyone want to make their smoothie. What the fuck's going on there? Nature didn't give you a blender, did it? So I kind of come at it from that way. Like, if it's got a good color to it, probably, yeah, leaf should be used to a degree just for cleaning house. Steven, if I'm eating it now and then, how can I get the message across that it's bad? Because I'm a human god. You can get the message across better if you're not eating it. But again, what was not clear about what I said? If you sit down and you've qualified someone as a bad person, or as you're not going to participate in their diet, you can get the point across to them. That's never worked where I'm from, at least. I've had 1,000 times more success, and 1,000, and if the success is the word, um, that I can say, hey, I tend to be vegetarian, but I'll get down with you. I'll get down with what you do. I got you. You my people. You might not be from my tribe, but you're my people, and so I'll take part in your customs. That's what you say. That's what you're saying to someone. I appreciate what you're offering at your table, and I'll participate with you. Now, will you listen to what I say? Will you listen to my stories, my heritage, my history? Because if I eat your food, I'm eating your story, your history, and your heritage. I can't just change that if I don't know it. So I know their heritage, I know their cooking, I know their history. And then I share with them my history. And maybe something from mine sparks something in them for them to want to change and alter their life, because they can see the kind of thing, the kind of being, the kind of whatever I am, and they say, that's what I'd like to be like. Not somebody that's going to say, no, I don't participate in what you do. I make judgment about your culture. I will not sit down at your table. That's why. Gary Baxter, what did you just have? A toasted bag of lox. I knew you did. Beautiful. Hold on 1 second, y'all. Shit. Nah. So yeah, I don't know where I was other than just spazzing out on some vegan dietary things. MSG, you gotta watch out for that stuff. MSG will make my mind go crazy. I can't stand the MSG, man. Steven, that's cool, man. I'm glad you did. I just get wrapped up in things. I don't really. I carry the. I'm the mailman. I just carry the message and drop the shit off. MSG though, yeah. Oh, sassafras. So Gary, use the leaf, huh? I got some sassafras, but it's the root. Oh, there we go. That was nice. Speaking of tea, it's happy hour. Oh man, it's mad late. I was only gonna be out here for 15 minutes, but you guys got me spazzing out. Dude, John Shore, that's amazing. So now I gotta check out some porn stars. That'll be my research for the night. That's wicked, man. Taking the piss. Man, my favorite bar is where the cool people are at. Nah, golden showers, yo. Love Gatesh. Yeah, I never knew about that until recently. I never knew about, like, I was into the urine therapy for a while before I realized that translates to other things too. Nah, I said the sandwich crow Come on, like I had sandwiches the other day too. I ate a sandwich. It was a simple sandwich. It was an egg sandwich, so it wasn't too far out of bounds. Like crackers and eggs. Music, man, I'm all over the place, but depends on the day. I grew up kind of a hip hop head, but I like jazz, like classical. It depends. And lighter Dick Gregory, sick Gregory. Yeah, I guess that's. I was watching him earlier today. Dick Gregory is all right, man. He wilds out sometimes. He wilds out in some stupid shit sometimes. He thinks he knows too much sometimes. I mean, he's the standard old protocol, media old black man with the knowledge, that's in all the movies. You know how that works. But yeah, he's somebody that comes out there with a lot of it, like strength in his voice, and people should listen to him because that's old man Dick. But old man Dick, what you think about that? But he does be popping off on some stupid shit that he don't know about. I mean, I don't know what he thinks about if he was a Kang or if he came from Africa or what he thinks about slavery, but I would have to guess from a little bit I heard, I don't think he knows what's up. Unless he knows he's an Athotran, and unless he knows that he's native to the land from here, unless he's claiming his heritage as a Cherokee native, I don't want to hear it. He getting his TV time. He worked for the man. He don't, I don't want to hear it unless he come in with real truth. But like again, it's always like when I say this kind of shit, everybody out here is 90% awesome to me. It's like it would be like talking about Joe Rogan. I dig Joe Rogan. I just know that when he starts saying some stupid shit about flat Earth or about, he's out there, sucking off whoever's paying his bills. He can't touch that. When he's talking to some people, you can tell. But I know that there's like 85%. He's bringing some cool people on his shows, and he's having a lot of, really interesting open dialogue about a lot of other things. And so I dig into that, but I don't like, obviously whenever he's saying some stupid shit, I turn that off. Everybody got a little something to add. What you talking about, Gary Baxter? Leading the presidential election? Who? Who was? What you talking about? Yeah, Jazz Fest is wicked. Definitely come through. There's so many times to come down here for jazz. There's lots more festivals than just Jazz Fest. And in fact, Jazz Fest probably ain't even the best time to come down, Rising Love. It's at the fairgrounds. It is tended to be sloppy. It's overpriced. There's anything else that's happening in New Orleans is cheaper, and there's better festivals, bigger ones, longer ones. Just look into festivals that are going on down here. You can definitely do better than Jazz Fest, because everything down here is jazz anyways. Nice. Ilana Koshka. I'm gonna Google the mess out of her right now. Let's see what. Let me get some viruses on my phone. Did you spell her name right? Koshka? Is it Koshkova or Kosh? Koshka. Oh, well, I mean, because they both could be it. Yep, that's okay. Oh, nice. All right. I may have met her before. I may have met her before in the real person, in the real life. I know her very well. Well, guys, I gotta take a break now. All right, Rising Love, good to see you. He was really no shit. Gary Baxter, I didn't realize Dick Gregory was even in. I didn't even know how. Because I don't pay attention to that shit. But Jean Baptiste Laurent, what do I think about love and women? You asked me the two biggest words in the English language. How many years do you have for me to speak on these things? I mean, MMA is it's the only part. It's part of the process. I did a whole thing on boxing and MMA and why it went from the squared circle to the octagon and mathematics of the whole thing. But Steven Kospetin, Kospetin. It depends. I either throw everything in at once, or I depending on what kind of stew. I'll just obviously start with the roots first, and I move up, right? The heavier, denser things I'll put in first, and then move from there. But Kashkova, maybe. Yes, indeed. John, as soon as he looked up, Koshova. Let me see, Koshova. See, there must be a third one now. Koshova. What's her name? There's more than one. Koshova. That's an old lady. Why you got me looking at old Russian ladies, dude? She like 70. You ain't doing too good with the spelling. I think it was the last one. Wow, in 1968, I didn't know anything about that. Oh, really, man, Chrono? You know? Well, Houston. Yo, there was a time I met a cat from Houston. He was one of the founding members of the he was one of the founding members of the Crips, man. That's a long story. I'll have to tell y'all sometime how I knew that dude. That was a crazy one. He's from Houston though. Like I mean, he did a lot of truck driving. He lived in Houston. Maybe shit, you might even know him. You know who I'm talking about? I called him Cookie Monster if I knew him. It's a whole long story. But yeah, New Orleans is the greatest place on earth, man, as far as I'm concerned. Shit ain't nowhere else to be, really. Oh, you say, yeah, Jean, yeah, love is a trap. Yeah, love is a trap. If you don't know what love is a very strange word. Well, love Katesh, now you got friends down here come through. Russell Brand is a fucking genius. Russell Brand is super. He's a master craftsman with the language. Even if he's got ties to this bullshit, I don't think anybody holding him down. That dude's been through it. He been through the whole thing. He's fucking hyper intelligent, hyper hilarious, like empathetic. He's like a lovely dude. And every way I can tell, I vibe with the shit. Everything he says. It's like Immortal Technique said. Ain't got no strings on me, motherfucker. Yeah, and I mean, if he does have any ties or strings, again, I say it the same way I say anything about any other society. You go find good and bad people in all societies, and there's no good or bad, but find people that really stick to the agenda and others that do not. You don't know who I am. You don't know what societies I'm part of. But I will be real straightforward and say I'm part of a society of myself. I mean, shit. If I told you I was a god, like, how would you believe me? Even if I said I was a demigod, how you believe me? I took human form. Okay, so what? I'm still gonna bleed like anybody else. Still gonna get a little stuffy, you know. I still gotta be doing human shit. I have the consciousness of a god, so. But what does that matter? And if I get down with archons and archetypes, and like if he's part of society, so be it. I dig him. Koshka. Now we got Elena Koshka. John. So many of them here. You gonna have me looking up. Should I get on like Backpage All Stars? Order myself a slut. Am I allowed to say that on here? Kosh. Kosh. Koshka. Yes. Yes, yes, this one here. She looks like my ex-girlfriend. She does very much too. Yes. Yes, Ilana. What can you do for me today? Yes. Will you eat my poopy? Will you suck my poop from my what is it? Are people still here? Oh shit, there's still 20 people at the party. I thought everybody left. Yeah, Steven, I'm thinking about getting into I've showed some people my kitchen. Maybe I'll do some cooking soon for sure. Yeah, love is a trap if you think if it equals specialness. Oh, John Overlay. I think that's a really long subject. But I think that just works into then you find these people. I think it's the same thing with the Moon Matrix, man. I think it's only being harvested if you don't know what you're doing with them yourself. And then you got people saying they can remove your chakras. Fuck out of here, remove my chakras. How the hell are you going to do that? If you remove my chakras, then you got to come in and you got to pull out my organs because my organs are my chakras. You're gonna pull my liver out. You're gonna pull my pineal gland out. You're gonna pull out my what? No, no, no. Slow down. I don't want my chakras removed. Thank you. They're here. We're good. Yeah, John. Sure, I got it. Yeah, Russell Brand just finishing that up. No, I don't think he's controlled. I think he's much less controlled. You've done as much drugs and slept with as many women as he has. He's got a different mind than most people, and he's fucking hilarious. Like if you think he's, once you get into Hollywood, anything can be twisted anyway. It can be all looking different ways and altered. They're not all behind the scenes like fuck the human species, fuck the human race, fuck you all. I think there's a lot of them in there that got stuck in there. You know what I mean? And then words are really easy to manipulate and shit. Yeah, Indian food's where it's at. Lions show light work. Yeah, the agenda is strange. Oh, John. Yeah, I mean, I'll get into that another time. I done that a long time ago. The getting into the chakras and all that. I'm it's well past dinner time. I'm trying to get the fuck out this house. Do something before tomorrow when apparently we're all gonna die in New Orleans because there's gonna be lots of wind. And I gotta get a little energy in me so I can do something about this hurricane. I can't have it coming in here breaking shit. I like my neighbors. All right, y'all. I'm gonna roll out of here. I'll check you guys maybe later tonight, if not tomorrow. And hey, and by the way, Love Katash, I checked out that thing you said. What is it? You something? The other one? I don't know. I couldn't tell. It didn't seem like people could get on there. Like other people, I wasn't seeing how that was working, and all I was seeing is a bunch of like, you know, the 12-year-olds playing Pokemon, and stupid chicks dancing all yeah, now it seemed like a bunch of like dummies driving a car while they're talking, showing half a tit, and singing stupid shit like 5-year-olds on there. I don't know. I'll check it out a little deeper, but it didn't seem like other people could get on there. Periscope. Yeah, instance. I'm just trying to find a place where I can like click on, like here I'm looking at the comments. I could click on you and you could pop up on the screen. You know, so I could do a little bit more like little and so I'm not falling behind. And Periscope might be what's up. Oh, okay. You can listen. You could click add to live chat. Oh no shit. Okay. Okay, maybe that's what's up. I'll check. Well, I'll put a post on here. I'll do one show over there and see how it works, and then I'll check out Periscope. But yeah, all right, y'all. Maybe check you later. And as usual, if you ain't got any change rattling around your pockets you wanna hand to Zen, feel free. You know it's at the beginning there. It's that what the fuck is it? Square Cash or whatever. Feel free. All right, y'all. Talk soon. Peace.